Today I'm gonna show you the second video that follows up my earlier video, which is the onboarding guide for this project. So this one is gonna be to build Kubernetes and to build container images and actually deploy it to Kubernetes cluster instead of the local development stack. Okay, if we go here, the first thing we want to do is look at the software that we're going to require. Kubernetes actually is installed with Docker Desktop. So you could just install Docker Desktop, but you just have to enable it. And the other dependencies too is like this SVT native packager. I just want to highlight that because that's the one that actually builds the backend Docker image. For the front end Docker image, I actually use just a more traditional Docker file and build it off an Nginx base image. Okay. So to enable Kubernetes on your Docker desktop, you just have to go to configurations right here, or settings, Kubernetes, and then enable Kubernetes and apply and restart. You got it. Okay. So I already have it up and running right now. So I'm going to skip this build stuff for a second and just talk about a running system. I have this Kubernetes tool, which is it's kind of like a useful a helper file that that kind of stores all my commands. So let's do this ls minus la, and I have it for each environment and namespace. So this LKE right here, this is actually a Linode Kubernetes stack I have out there, and this desktop one is for the desktop. So if I do desktop and demo, because it's in the demo namespace, sh, and then I do an info command, it'll actually in this here's the file itself. I'll show you what it does. Where is it? Okay, Kubernetes, here you go, Docker desktop, the info file. See, it will start right here. It'll actually grab a whole bunch of it'll do a lot of other kubectl commands. So I'll get all this information just in one command. So right now you can see like the deployments I have on here, and the services, and the pods themselves. So this is actually running here. This is actually an older version, and I'm going to replace it with a newer version. So you can see here, home, it's right there. It's this is actually the Medio template, which I should try to use, which was kind of like, okay, I should try to use something that's a little bit more, what do you call that? I use Bootstrap just so it's more standardized. That's it. Okay, that's the word. Okay. So let's see. So if you were to build again, I would just use these build steps. One, I would step number. It's 5 steps. The first steps will be to look at the sem version file. I keep this sem version file here, which I kind of just add on, and then I have the history of it here too. And when I do when I do a build, the make file would actually just grab the top version, the top sem version number, and the current git tag. Then it will actually tag the Docker image with that too. So here we go. The next step is actually to do the actual build. I actually created a make file, a make target that actually combines both step 1 and step 2, which is building the back end and building the front end. So let's see it from here. Go back to the top. So I can do a make Docker build. Okay, the first one, it uses the SVT. Yes, it uses this native packager, and actually does it really does all the heavy lifting for me. For the second step, which is the front end, I actually use a more Docker file, and it actually runs this actual script here, which actually does more of a traditional Docker image build, and it uses Nginx as a base image, and it just copies files over. So you can see I ran this a little while ago, but then it'll actually create a new blog API Nginx, which is the front end, tagged with the semvar and the git tag, and the back end itself too is the same tier 62 right here for the back end. Okay. Step number 3 is it's make Docker push. What this does is like it publishes it to a container repository. The one that I'm using right now, because this is all open source, is I'm using the one that's provided by Docker Hub. So it's all here, and then you can actually go to this link here. It's linked in there. Then you can actually see the images right up here. So I updated it a few seconds ago. And, okay, you can click onto the backend tags. You can see the tags that are up there, and then you can use these tags. Okay, let's go back here. So step number 3, after you publish it up there, then you have to change your YAML file. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the desktop version of the YAML file for the web, and we're going to change this out, but I already changed it. So here, this is that image. That's the image we're going to use, and that image should be up here. So it's 6BE, right? So let's take a look at the front end. This is Nginx, correct? Okay. And what we want to do, oh, yeah, that. Okay, I get confused sometimes. Here is the tags, and BE right here. This is the version we're going to use. Okay. So from here, let's go back over to here. Then after that, then use this. Basically, use this Kubernetes tools to actually do the up and down. Let's say so. The Kubernetes tools, like we were talking about before, up here, desktop, right? Here's the menu list over here. So you have it, up, down, EX, int. So let's do that. Let's see. Yes, Kubernetes. Use my desktop tool. Demo, and then up. Okay, unchained. So it configured it, so it rearranged that right here. So now that you just have to do info, you can kind of see the pods running, the web pod restarted running. Oh, let's see. So let's do this. Let's try to do that. Let's try to grab the log from that from this blog web app. This guy right here. See what that guy's doing. Log app dash web. Okay, something. Here, let's do this. Then we'll bring everything down. Oops. Yeah, it defaults to info, by the way. So, okay, no resources, so let's do an up. Okay, this just created those, right? So, doing info. Let's see what it's doing right now. It's running 7 seconds ago. Oh, there's no more media. That's why. Duh. Actually, we have to do 3000. Okay, there you go. I hit a refresh on it too. Now you can actually see that, hey, it actually has a newer version on here, right? And we go to, oh yeah, I removed some stuff. It's lots changed since then. The board looks empty. People looks empty. Okay, well, why? Because I think once we do a refresh on it, then in this case, the database isn't persistent. So we actually need to do this other step too, which we actually have in here, which is where is it? It is. Actually, let me take a look at this. I think I have it in it. Okay, here we go. Common commands. Database to see the Postgres database. So let's do this. So from here, init. Oops. Init -db. There we go. It inserted two in persist and 2 in scroll. So when we go back up here, the boards. We have 2 boards, 2 people. Click on Sherlock Holmes. He has 1. He has the other one. Okay. So that's that. Okay. So, okay. I think that error kind of threw me a little bit. Okay, but basically, that's all you do. That's it. Those are the steps, and I think we can work with that. I might redo this video because like we stepped on. But what's actually kind of good that there was a mistake, and then you can kind of see like how there are other things you can do to debug it. So maybe let me show you that. There's with this tool too. There's a where you could actually where you saw I could do the logs, right? Or you can do like so the first thing I always do is like I check the logs. So desktop demo, and then you log, and then you do partial. It does a search term, so it's you can grab the pod by just even web -web, right? Because there's another one -web. Okay. Oh, okay. You have demo space. Okay. Let's do this. Log app. Maybe it didn't like that. It didn't like that. There we go. It didn't like that hyphen just by itself. Yeah, okay. So you can kind of see the logs. The other thing you can actually do too is like, if your image has bash on it too, then actually I created this ex command, which is say, hey, you need to launch a little window into it. So let's try that. So ex. Okay. You know what a command. So okay. See. Okay. This is the actual command that I actually execute. Oh. Okay. Maybe I need to fix that one. Okay. This is good.